What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to episode 72 of Littleroot Lessons. As always, I am your host, Carter Noble, joined by our fantastic co-host, Carl Wilkin. What's up, dude?
I'm kind of over Series 10's, newness. I don't know about you.
What do you mean?
I've officially just, cooled the newness of a format kind of just wears off.
The new toy feeling is already worn off.
Yeah, I'm just okay, well, I built Zygarde. I have Zygarde done if I ever want to do it that, which we'll probably see that in a showdown at some point. But,
time to start refining things.
Now, I spent a good 30 minutes, on my break at work, refining Agaslash to survive Cali Shadow and pick up the KO.
I have not.
And Gyro Ball still picks up Modest or Timid Zern.
See, I definitely need to go in and work on Skarmory. That is one that's when it's good, it's really good, but there's a lot of matchups where I'm like, man, if this was a little bit different, it could be way more useful.
Yeah.
And so I think a big part of that is the only damaging move I have on it right now is Body Press. Which
yeah.
I could drop Protect to add I don't know, Brave Bird maybe? Do we get Brave Bird?
I think you get Brave Bird. I'm actually
curious. Insert physical flying move that we gain access to. Not Fly. Fly actually wouldn't be the worst thing because then we have access to a Protect still.
Yeah, a Protect that's not
The problem is then they just protect and we don't do any damage. We get Brave Bird. So Brave Bird, Roost, Whirlwind, Body Press is probably fine.
So yeah, you got enough defense though where you don't have to try and do the iron defense thing and whatnot with it. So yeah, that's probably fine.
Well, right now I'm also 252 plus. So it's
yeah, it's
211 defense.
You got enough defense.
That's absurd.
You could run Rock Slide.
Honestly, it's not bad because then, one of the big problems is I don't do any damage to Volcarona, which I don't really care about Volcarona. It's mainly coming in against Xerneas, so it's all right, cool, go away.
Sometimes Volcarona is on those Xerneas teams, but usually I feel like they're gonna migrate back towards Indeedee once Volcarona gets its new toy out of the way.
The big thing is currently. They can just lead it and only Ensign plus Skarmory. It's alright, well, I can fake out on turn 1, or if they protect plus Heat Wave, Skarmory takes a good chunk from that, depending on how the Volcarona is built, and I do nothing back. So having access to either Brave Bird or 4 times effective Rock Slide seems okay. I think Brave Bird's probably just better there.
Are you max HP, max defense?
Yeah.
Okay, so Brave Bird's probably better overall. The one downside is if you get brought down to Sash, you're just...
Oh, I have sturdy.
Yeah, that's what I say. If you get brought down to your Sash, you just get...
Yep.
You trade yourself for maybe...
Chip damage
at best,
Because I'm not max attack, so... investing into attack is probably not the worst thing, especially since our defense is so high. And it might just be that Body Press is not the attack we want.
Maybe.
Because, there's a lot of things in this format that resist it. And it's alright, cool, I can hit, Tyranitar and Stack Attacka.
You hit Ensign.
Great! Flare Blitz is gonna hurt still.
Oh, yeah. No,
and,
not saying that's not going to.
Usually faster than me, too, so... because I'm not min speed, but I am 0 investment, so, the Volcarona... the Skarmory is, the one thing on this team that I'm not completely convinced is good.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, the things that it does is really good. So it might just be that it needs to be reworked to... I don't know.
You have dual Wing Beat.
We also have, Drill Peck, it looked like, if I remember seeing that right.
Yes, you have Drill Peck. Base 80.
Which is probably just better than dual Wing Beat.
Yeah, it was more just thinking of Sash, Urshifu, things like that.
I'm probably not doing enough to Urshifu anyway to put it down to Sash without a non-zero amount of investment.
Let's find out real quick. Handy dandy damage calculator. Sorry for this weird segment starting.
It's whatever, man. I know. So what we're planning on talking about is basically our initial feelings of the format after
Not
playing
that
it
one.
for 2 weeks now, and then we have data from our first Series 10 Rumble that was this past Wednesday. So we're going to be talking over it this week, and that doesn't do a ton.
No, does about put it about half, like at best.
Is
puts
that
you at
one
half.
hit? I'm assuming
That's one hit. Yeah.
Okay, so that's
so if you do 2, puts it just above half.
That's not
like
terrible.
As a max roll.
43 to 55 ish. Yeah, that's not terrible.
If you land both hits and then you just double into it, it just picks it up.
Yeah, that's not awful. The big problem is like Urshifu kind of lines up pretty okay against Skarmory.
Wicked Blow does a ton, probably.
I mean, we're also max defense, so like
It's still
yes,
probably,
but no.
it still probably does a ton.
Oh, you already closed the damage
Yeah,
calculator.
yeah, I
Didn't you?
did.
Darn. I was gonna see how much body press did if we were,
Um,
because I'm sure that does a sizable chunk too.
Just strictly dark, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even to Waterfu, it'll still do a non-zero amount. But
Yeah, fighting doesn't resist fighting, and fighting is neutral against fighting, correct?
Yep. So yeah, a little bit of calc talk here at the very beginning because people like math, right?
I love math. People, I shared the Agaslash set in a server, and then Specky Titan was just like, wow. I'm just like, what? This is normal for me.
Like, yeah,
This is what I do.
Yep. Which for him to say that is,
He was just surprised I went that in depth.
I mean, it makes sense to me, but
I just pick any plus defense.
yeah, sure.
So you do 72. That's a max roll.
60 to 72 is pretty decent.
That's better than dual wing beat.
But I mean, we're also max investment versus zero investment, so uninvested Brave Bird does 78%. That's absurd.
Yeah.
Urshifus they have the same stats, right? Do they have the same stats? I feel like I should know this.
I think they do. I think it's just typing is the different thing.
I feel like I should know this.
Yeah, they're same stats.
Okay, cool.
Same stats, just different types.
Cool. So that's good to know. Granted, we're gonna be taking a good chunk back off of Brave Bird. Can you put in Drill Peck for me?
I sure can.
Just yeah. So literally,
it's dual wing beat. It'd be the same as dual wing beat no matter what.
Our max roll is the same, but our min roll is actually higher because we don't have to do the damage calculation twice.
Yeah, you don't have to do it 2 times.
Yeah.
You don't do 40 twice, you do 80 once.
Yep. So our min roll is the same, but I think our max roll is slightly lower. It's close enough for me. The big problem here is Surging Strikes is a 2-hit KO.
Yep.
Womp womp.
Close combat is it has to max roll.
Yeah, I mean that's. Can you put them to -1 defense?
Just do.
Brave Bird gets there.
Brave Bird does get there. Well, I'm not surprised by that actually.
I'm really not either, but it's good to confirm. Again, zero investment Skarmory, new meta.
New meta. So, thoughts on Series 10 thus far? I'm like on the fence at this point. I'm watching the format develop because I don't play a ton, but I get to look at the data and I get to watch everybody play. Like I got to watch the entirety of the Rumble yesterday.
I did not. I played Mario Golf all day.
I wish I played Mario Golf all day yesterday, but I got to watch the Rumble and it looked like there was definitely teams just heads and shoulders above other teams.
I think that's also partly because it is still a new format and people are trying to find their footing in the format.
So it wasn't like Cali Shadow beats everything, which Cali Shadow ended up winning the event, but it was more just like certain teams don't line up against other teams. It's kind of what I'm saying. Like the rock paper scissors thing exists a lot more in this format than it did probably with Dynamax.
I would agree with that. Honestly, from my perspective, going from 9 to 10, the lack of Dynamax, like the removal of it, has felt insane. It has felt phenomenal. And honestly, it's weird to say that because for a very, very long time, I have felt like Dynamax was great, and I still do. I think it is a good mechanic, especially when compared to Megas and Z moves. I think it's the best of those three, but playing vanilla Pokemon feels good.
Yeah, it's like that's something I like. Is specifically, it's just like I like no gimmicks. I like being able to know that I don't have to worry about any of these Pokemon Dynamaxing now, or any of these Pokemon carrying a Z Crystal, or any of these potential Megas popping up. It's nice knowing that this is what this Pokemon does.
I am prepared for this.
This is what it's going to do every time. Like, there's no if, ands, or but. The most they can do is change the item.
Yep. Change the item, change the set, change some of the moves, maybe? But, like, even still. Like, that's something, like Swampert. You know, I know you've been playing Swampert. It's like, first time I ran into it, I'm like, alright, I know that has White Guard. I know that that's what it's going to do this turn. I'm going to play around it. Because I was playing Cali Shadow at the time. It's just like, I know that's what you do. I am going to one-shot you. Please go away now. I will take my +1. You are going to target my Indeedee, and then the rest of your team is dead because that's the only Wide Guard mon you have on your team. I won that game.
Yeah, and then there's my Swampert. My Swampert tanks the Astral Barrage and clicks Icy Wind.
Please stop. But do you live Energy Ball?
No, of course not.
That was like my generic coverage move that I had on mine.
I'm surprised because a lot of the Cali Shadow sets I'm seeing after like Wide Guard's becoming more popular, they've swapped to like Shadow Ball, Astral Barrage, Protect, and some other utility.
I could honestly see cutting Expanding Force for generic Psychic move, which honestly could literally be Psychic, or I think we have Psyshock. Do we gain access to Psyshock? I'd be very surprised if that's not the case.
Boop.
Psycho Cut.
Psyshock.
Cool. Yesterday I learned Psycho Cut is high crit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I learned that.
Oh, well, there you go.
I was looking at psychic moves for Metagross, and I'm just like, man, I really don't want to play Zen Headbutt. What else can we put on this? And I came across Psycho Cut. I'm like, does Metagross even have access to it? Or is it literally only Zen Headbutt?
That is a good question. It gets it.
Cool.
I think it gets it. It says it gets it.
That's really cool. Concerning, but cool.
But yeah, it's just like, it feels very rock, paper, scissory, which is fine.
Yeah.
Being able to calculate for X Pokemon and make Pokemons that counter other Pokemon is actually something I enjoy. Like I mentioned Aegislash. I expect Aegislash. It does two things. Clicks Brutal Swing to blow up Cali Shadow. And clicks Gyro Ball to blow up Xerneas. Like, against Kyogre and Groudon, I can click Wide Guard or King's Shield. I'm fine either way.
It'll do its thing.
But, like, my moves I have are specifically for those two because my team has a hard time against them.
Yep. And that's the big thing is I think in this early format, a lot of these teams are lacking good answers to these restricteds that have their teams, cohesively built. And it's more than just, okay, Incineroar is my answer to this. Well, what if Incin dies?
Yeah.
Like, what if you lead Incin, they don't lead their restricted, and then suddenly your answer to it is no longer viable?
Like you happen to lead the answer to it, and they take it out and just happen to have their restricted in the back.
Yeah,
that happens a lot.
I've been playing against I've been playing the Eternatus stall team this last week, and I've played against a lot of Zacians, and something that you and Aaron have told me is like, hey, you should probably have Flamethrower on this for Zacian. It's like, nah. And let me tell you, it is a slog, but you win.
Yeah,
you will win that
get
matchup.
there eventually. Yeah, I did the same thing to Zacian with Zygarde.
It's like,
I sit there, I just click Coil.
Like, I'm gonna win this matchup. I have Recover, you don't.
Like, if you didn't have Play Rough, I'm going to get there because you have a Steel move and a Fighting move.
Nice Sacred Sword.
Yeah.
It does like 20%.
I'm just gonna heal that up over the course of the next 2 turns.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna click 1,000 Waves once, and you just go,
yep,
gone.
So, like, sure, I have multiple answer sensation in case a timely crit does take me out or whatever. And, I have Ensign for Intimidate Cycling. I have Quagsire to sit in front of it. The number of people who still don't understand what Quagsire does, man. I had a Zacian Ensign, Intimidate Cycling shenanigans. They put my Quagsire to -6. I then 2-shot their Zacian. They're like, why?
Bopting.
They're like, how is this happening? I'm like, know what the Mon does, please.
Read the ability.
Unaware is really good.
Yep. I drew out a game against an opposing Garchomp to 50 turns. I felt very happy with myself. My ground dragon is superior.
I've had multiple games go to 50+ turns. Honestly, not surprised. Mind you, those games are only happening because I am stalling them. I am literally forcing them to struggle because I cannot hit them.
Mine was literally because they kept clicking Breaking Swipe, and they put my attack to where I couldn't deal enough damage with 1,000 waves to actually warrant using it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kept clicking Coil. I coil, protect, coil, protect. The game only dragged out that long because they had leftovers on their Garchomp. If they didn't have leftovers, the game would have been over 10 turns sooner.
Yep. My games that have gone that many turns, it's only because Eternatus is the only thing alive versus a Steel type. It's like, well, I could win this if I change my set. But I'm going to win it regardless.
I don't want to. I stalled out an Eternatus, an opposing Eternatus. I showed you that match. It was to 20-something turns, and they decided they didn't want to play it anymore because I had eaten up all their Eternity Beams and whatnot.
That was the Life Orb.
It was Black Sludge, but they didn't have Recover or anything else.
Yeah,
they were 3 moves in Cosmic Power.
Yep. I'm just like, okay. I'm going to be covering the deep dives this next week.
Yeah.
And Eternatus is one that I'm going to be talking about, and I'm really excited for it, to be 100% honest, because it does a lot of really cool things, and frankly, I think they're all fine.
Eternatus feels very middle of the road when it comes to picking these restricteds, because it's just you do cool things, and you're decently fast, you decently hit hard, your bulk's decent because it's designed to not Dynamax and beat these Dynamax Pokemon. But, it's not doing anything else outside of, what other stall Pokemon feel like they would do.
And see, that's the thing is, when it comes to stalling, I think that set is probably the superior version, in my personal opinion. I feel like the stall version of Eternatus is the best version. These versions that are Life Orb or Power Herb, which I'm going to talk about, they're good, and when they're good, they're insane.
Oh, yeah. They require a lot more support, though.
That's the big thing, is you need to be able to have a cohesive team surrounding them to be, to make it fit where, it can be the late game sweeper that you are designing it to be. It's not one that those teams specifically, I don't think you want to lead it, because your bulk isn't nearly as good as these other teams.
Mm-hmm.
So, for it to not be able to deal with these threats like you need it to, it's really good at doing significant damage when it needs to.
Yeah.
So that's one thing about Eternatus, is it's really good if you get it in the right position. So.
And that's kind of what a lot of these other restricteds that we're seeing, like the Yveltal,
Ho-Oh's another one that...
Ho-Oh's another one.
Aaron and Matt has been playing it a ton. There's a ton of people on the server who's just yeah, I'm playing Ho-Oh for the foreseeable future. I'm just
sure.
That's your prerogative.
Yeah, go for it. My backup currently is Kyogre. I got called out for how I pronounce Kyogre.
Why?
Apparently, they had never heard anyone pronounce Kyogre instead of Kyogre. It's everyone's Kyogre. I'm there's no A in there.
I flip-flop. It's only around you I say Kyogre, otherwise it's Kyogre.
Yeah.
I've always pronounced it that way because that's the way it looks. But I also understand there's no A, but at the same time there's no E. So yeah,
I use Y as a vowel. Essentially,
it literally is. In this instance, that's literally what it's doing.
Oh goodness, I'm about to fall out of my chair here. Yeah, Kyogre's my backup. I have a rain team that I've been playing with. It's got Tapu Koko on it, Tornadus, Ludicolo, Kyogre, Volcarona, and Aegislash.
I've built a couple different things, but none of them have been nearly as successful. I haven't played anything other than the Eternatus team on the actual Showdown ladder. Everything else was pre-Showdown. It was all on the Legacy server, and there was this Zacian team that I was playing with that was like, I can't even remember what it was. It was just like, all right, here's 5 Mons. There's no restricted. I guess we slot in Zacian. It was good because I mean Zacian's absurd.
Yeah,
so.
Zacian is Zacian. It's just like it's what it is. Fun fact about my Zygarde team: I feel like you can just pull Zygarde out and put any of the fairy restricteds into it, and it's just fine.
Yep.
I feel like that's exactly what my team does. It's just like, here's this really good core. Oh, what restricted do you want to play? Oh, do you want to play Xerneas? You can do that because you have Volcarona support.
Yep.
You want to play Zacian? You have that because you have Swampert and other things to tank the fire attacks for you. Like, have fun kind of situation. It's just like, take these 5 and
Go
go.
do things. It'll be okay. Another one that, like, I haven't seen a ton of, but I'm excited to play with. It's not necessarily a restricted, but Celesteela seems really cool in this format. And I don't know exactly where or what it's doing yet.
I think the AV sets that we saw in Series 9 are going to be really, really powerful still. Specifically because it's just like you get to do Meteor Beam things. Like if you do Power Herb, you can just blow up opposing Volcaronas and get a free boost. Get a free +2.
Barring that they're not Sash, which I don't think Volcaronas are running Sash right now. I haven't seen it if they are.
Well, the deep dive tells you otherwise. I think it came out on Friday. Deep dive data told me it was like 10%. I can find it real quick.
Okay.
I can find it real quick. But Volcarona's all over the place. Volcarona's probably one of my favorite Pokemon to talk about so far, just because it's so diverse. There's so many different things that Volcarona does and can do, and it's really, really cool.
See, I had to put all my slides together still, and I am concerned that they're not going to look nearly as pretty as yours.
So Focus Ash is 5% of Volcarona.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of Citrus Berry. I don't think I've seen Grassy Seed at all, but I really like that idea because, I mean, Rillaboom's really popular.
Yeah. Rillaboom's a popular pairing with it. I'm currently playing on my Zygarde team. I have Bulu, which could kind of do the same thing.
Similar roles, but different one. Yeah.
Yeah. Like you can still Grassy Seed something, which is fine. Pachot Berry, Charty Berry, Red Card Leftovers, all these other 2%ers. The only like 2%ers that actually like matter are the other HP berries, the pinch berries down there.
I mean, they're literally the same item.
Like, those are the other ones I see most, I feel like. It's like, if you're not playing Citrus or Goggles or Sash, you're probably playing Aguava Wiki.
I feel like, personally, Volcarona doesn't live enough attacks to where you can justify playing a pinch berry. I feel like the attacks that it takes are going to put it below half, but not in that. Like, it's going to be a 2-shot, but not enough to put you in the pinch.
It depends on your set.
That's very true.
Like
too.
the max HP, real good defense investment, ones where they don't really care about their speed, they get more out of the pinch berries because they take more hits and things like that.
True.
Whereas the citrus berry ones, like the one I'm playing, it's got good HP investment and then decent special attack investment to pick up Serena with like an overheat or something. Sometimes. Not every Serena's AV, but a lot of them are, and those are the ones you gotta watch out for. And things like that. Like, I'm looking through the moves down here. Like, I'm surprised Whirlwind's not at higher percentages. I'm surprised you still see Quiver Dance.
Still, these phasing moves are still early tech that not everyone has caught on to. And I mean, I know I've definitely whirlwinded and roared people, and they're like, "Wow, okay." It's like it's in the game. I'm gonna do it.
Nah, it's great tech against Trick Room specifically.
Yeah.
As well. That's another reason why I don't think Trick Room...
Go away!
Like, I don't think Trick Room's gonna pick up anymore because it's just like, you click Trick Room and your opponent calls it with Whirlwind, you don't get to do anything.
I've ran into exactly one Trick Room team. It was an Eternatus team that was playing Galarian Slowking.
Okay.
It was like, the mons they brought were like Slowking, Ensign, Eternatus, and oh man, I cannot remember. I'd have to go dig through my replays to even attempt to find it, and then I don't think I saved it, but it's like, you don't do anything here. Because it was a Life Orb Eternatus.
Uh-huh.
And so I led mine. Theirs was in the back. I'm just like, all right, you're going to set up Tricker. I'm going to click Cosmic Power and go to +1 on this turn. Yours is obviously going to be slower than mine. But they had Dynamax Cannon on theirs, which, like, sure, whatever. It's the best dragon move not named Eterna Beam for it, I guess.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
It's like, all right, cool, you didn't crit. It's like, so then the entire game was just like positioning in a way because I had Bulu in the back too. So it's like, all right, cool.
Eterna Beam is 160.
Yeah, it's absurd.
Dynamax Cannon is 100.
Yeah. Dynamax Cannon is really good. Eterna Beam is absurd. See, we do get Draco.
You get Draco Meteor, Dragon Pulse.
Not surprised by Dragon Pulse.
Shadow Ball.
I didn't know we got Draco, but that's cool. That's good to know.
Yeah.
I didn't know we got Mystical Fire. That's actually really sick.
You get Flamethrower too, right?
Yep, that one I knew about because that's the fire attack I always see. So yeah, it was just a game of like positioning in a way where like I'd switch Bulu in on the Dynamax Cannon and switch it out into whatever on the Flamethrower, Sludge Bomb, whatever it was, and just like position in a way where I eventually just, okay, your Slowking's gone. I'm faster than your Eternatus. I'm always going to be able to recover how much you do. Your Dynamax Cannon does less than half.
You're eventually going to run out, and I'm going to PP stall you. Yeah.
And then it's like, at that point, it's just like, all right, bring in, it was Quagsire. I brought in Quagsire and just like, bang, bang,
get him,
whittled him down. That game was sweet. Quagsire is really good, man, and not enough people respect it.
Yeah. What other thoughts do I have on this format right now?
I haven't seen a single Dragapult.
Yeah. That's kind of been a rare one for me. I actually haven't seen many Urshifu either, which is real surprising.
I've seen my fair share of them, and every time I do, I go, that's kind of concerning. And then it does like 30% to Eternatus. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't care.
My rain team looks at it funny, and Coco just like, I'm gonna click this Dazzling Gleam and still pick it up.
Go away.
Like, if it's water Urshifu, I just click Wild Charge and it's fine.
I really, I want to explore Comfey in this format. The problem is there's a very big problem in this format called Zacian.
Yeah, Zacian kind of just like sits there and just like, hey, what you doing?
Be cool if you stopped.
Yeah, let's just end all of this right now. It's time for Comfey to carry Focus Sash again.
It really is, because you're not living a Behemoth Blade through Babiri, I don't think. And if you are, it's very, very low chance.
Your defense is high, but I don't know if it's that high.
I remember doing those calcs for Draft League. And I'm just like, this does not seem worth it this week. I think it was for you. We were doing calcs for you because this is before I had Comfey on my team.
I messed up.
Does it automatically set it to Crown?
It does.
Cool. Blade.
You want to be Adamant Zacian, or do you want to be Jolly Zacian?
Huh. Carl, you have Zacian on both sides. Oh, wait, no, you don't. Okay, never mind. I saw the Zacian on...
You saw this here, because it's the attack that got clicked on.
Yep. Huh. You actually take it better than I anticipated. That's also max defense, max HP.
What else are you going to do with it?
You probably need a non-zero amount of speed to outspeed all the fake-out users in the format, right?
Mind Shao is the one that comes to mind.
Yeah. Which, honestly, is kind of picked up in popularity. I still don't think it's good.
I think Mind Shao's fine for teams that need it. It's a great instant counter, like if you're looking for something to do that.
That is true. It does do that extremely well.
That is the number you need to hit to where you don't die. 148 investment, so you need to get to 141 defense. To where you do not die to Behemoth Blade.
Interesting.
From Jolly. If they're adamant...
Does it put it...
It does.
Okay, cool.
It automatically does. Yep.
Alright, cool.
If you're adamant, you're dead.
Alright, what do we need to be to live adamant?
I don't think you can guarantee limit. Oh, you can.
Oh!
Yeah, it's max. 244 gets you there.
That's
Max
not
HP,
max.
244.
That's not max. Unfortunately, that means we don't have enough special attack to be able to one-shot Urshifu's, because you need 100, right?
Yep, 100.
Awkward.
Yeah.
So do we gamble?
Wow.
I
I think the play is just to focus Sash and
Yeah, for sure. And just not worry about all this defense investment.
like just go to focus Sash and not have to worry about it. Then you
Invest
can just
into special attack, invest a minor amount into speed just so you can...
you just go.
Do you need to be max speed?
You don't need your HP.
Oh, yeah, duh.
You don't need your HP if you're Sash. Like the HP is not your HP total's not gonna matter if you're Sash.
Right.
If they're gonna
It's
blow
time to
you
play
up.
Zekrom.
So if they're gonna blow you up, they're gonna blow you up.
Nah, Zekrom's really bad. It's funny what 26 out of 27 instants does to a format. Was that the Victory Road tournament, or what were those results from? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
There was some tournament last week that they had top cut, and it was 27 players, and 26 of them had Ensign on their team. I think like 16 of them also had Rillaboom or something absurd.
I'm not surprised by that.
Interesting note, the one team that didn't have Ensign had Entei.
So there was a fire type. There was a bulky fire type somewhere.
It was just a dog instead of a cat.
It was just the dog instead of the cat.
Because I saw it on Twitter, and it was just like a screenshot and says, "There's an imposter among us."
One of these things just doesn't belong here. Oh.
When you say that, but I actually think Entei's really good in this.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying Entei's bad. I'm just like when you're like if you're looking for a fire type with like intimidate, like you're gonna pick Ensign every time. Like
yeah,
like,
the tools it gets over Arcanine is just really good.
Other intimidators I'm noticing more. Gyarados is starting to come back, which is kind of cool.
I give that about 5 minutes until people realize that Eliki exists again.
Yeah, that's like the problem. A lot of these Gyarados teams are running like a Landorus or something to kind of just be a wall into Eleki, which is fine.
Like you can play Garachu, but then they just Electro.
Electro doesn't care. Like, he doesn't care. Like
you just die anyway.
I have 2 ground types on my team, so I don't care about Eleki at all.
I have one. I have one ground type. I have a dragon, and I have an electric type. And I have a grass type. The only thing that's weak to it is Skarmory, which is just like, no, thank you. I don't like that matchup.
I'm gonna go away now. Bye.
You're staying home. Thank you.
So
the real answer to beat me, you play Xerneas, but you also have Eliki. It's like, oh no.
Oh no. I was going to say something about other intimidators. There was something else I saw that was off the wall intimidating.
I have seen Scarf Crocodile.
That's what it was.
Yeah, I think I sent you the screenshot or someone posted it and we were talking about it. I'm just like, I don't think this is very good.
Scarf Crocodile, I just don't think it gets fast enough, right? Like,
it gets fast, but I don't know if it gets that fast.
It's base 92. That's a rough one. That puts you at Jolly should be 158. If I do my math right.
Sure.
And then Scarf puts you.
Well, not the calculator. 237.
Yeah.
Awkward. What does that outspeed? I know like a ton of things, but
237.
Like, obviously, you don't need to be that fast because the only thing faster than you at that point is Eliki, right?
Yeah.
So you just need to get to 223 because then you can pressure both Calyrex and Zacians.
So 237. So I think it's right there. Is 148, right?
149 is 149? The number you need.
I knew that was close.
And that gets you to 223. Yep.
There you go. 188. Jolly.
So that lets you outspeed Calyrex Shadow and Zacian, which are obviously 2 of the threats you're trying to answer with Crocodile. You have to be Jolly.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was checking to see. Like, you have to be Jolly?
So.
Yeah, Jolly.
But like, you get Earthquake. Do you get High Horsepower, or is it Stomping Tantrum as your other ground move?
High Horsepower.
Okay, cool. So like, if you want high horsepower, so then you're not having to rely on like levitate slash flying types as your partner, or I mean, obviously you can just click protect too. Um, I mean, I don't think it's awful after actually looking at it, but
Like, playing high horsepower means you don't get got by Rillaboom either. Like, grassy terrain's going to reduce your earthquake damage.
which you probably want to partner this with Rillaboom. So like, that's not great.
So
but
it's like having that single target high horsepower is still going to be a good chunk.
still gonna do a good chunk.
Plus, you still have to run like Rock Slide.
We get bulldoze, don't we?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
I have definitely played my fair share of Crocodile. Draft League's great, man.
Yeah. I'm excited for our draft league.
Dude, same.
Signups, when this goes live, signups will be about a week out from
Yep.
ending. Yeah.
Yep. The morning of the 26th or whatever.
Yeah.
So, got a little bit of time. If you're still interested, get signed up.
What?
Obviously, like, crunch into Indeedee / Calyrex just one-shots them. Do we get Brutal Swing?
You do.
Okay, so you just one-shot both of them. Cool.
Yeah, Brutal Swing is like my new favorite tech to run on all my steel types. Size this whole Agaslash thing, I like going back to the start of the episode when I talked about it. The whole set started with Sizor.
Yep.
Banded Sizor with Brutal Swing was what I was testing and what I was playing with, and it just eats Cali Shadow up. It eats Xerneas up. You can still almost pick up Incineroar through an Intimidate with Superpower. Like, you hit hard.
Can you do a search for me on Showdown here? Can you
do
look up Guts and Fling? That's actually way more mons than I would have anticipated.
Conch Elder, Heracross, Machamp, Obstagoon, Throw, and then
Fastest mon is Heracross at base 85. Oh, no, 95. No, Obstagoon at 95. So we can fling our flame orbs.
Yeah.
Cool. I was working on things, and that was something that came up.
I mean, it works.
I was working with my my buddy Kyle last night on some stuff, and we were talking about Guts flame orb fling on something. I don't even remember what mon it was, and I'm just like, I don't even think it gets Guts or fling.
Oh, goodness.
So, not at all relevant to this conversation we were having, but when you're talking about Scizor, it reminded me of it.
Yeah.
So, that's the connection there.
But yeah, Scissors where I got into doing all these calcs for Brutal Swing and whatnot, and Agaslash's attack is just astronomically high when you're in Blade form. So it's just like, what do I need to do to KO after Life Orb and still survive the Life Orb? Because if they're Focus Sash, what's the point, right?
Yep.
Which we get there. We 100% survive the Shadow Ball because they always expect Wide Guard out of us, and then we get to click Brutal Swing and just clean them up. It cleans up every time against Life Orb.
And obviously puts them down to Sash, or
it puts them down. It would put them down to Sash if they're going to Sash, and if they are Sash, I just have Incense sitting next to me anyway.
Super Snarl Bros, man.
Yeah, that's something I want to work on too. I want to work on Snarl Bros.
Dude, it's really good.
I know.
As a guy who's been playing it, it's really good. Especially because Roar's really good.
Yeah, like Whirlwind and Roar have been great. They're great tools. Like I had Roar on Incin, but then I moved to Whirlwind on Volcarona. Now I'm Whirlwind on Tapu Bulu because I just ignore Rage Powder from Volcarona.
Yeah, that's literally
the big reason why.
Literally the reason I have goggles on Skarmory is for that reason. It's just like, yeah.
I just have it innately built in now, which is great. Tapu Bulu's been great. I've enjoyed it a lot.
It really has. Maybe it needs a deep dive.
Maybe.
I need to talk to Zordor, get his set too.
I don't know if I have the most recent one. The most recent one I've seen him playing with has Darkest Lariat, I think.
That's sick.
It's real cool.
I saw him talking about it on Discord this week. I think it was yesterday, maybe Tuesday.
All these days just blur together anymore for me.
I don't know, man. This week, maybe.
It's been this week. I know it was this week because I was talking with the community about Agaslash, Bronzong, all these steel types, trying to find Gyro Ball users to beat up Zern.
Yep.
And he brought up Bronzong. I was like, yeah, Bronzong's obviously the best one, but it's just like, it requires like, do you want to do trick room things with it? Because that's what Bronzong does. It's trick room. Like, you also make yourself super duper weak to Urshifu anyway. It's just like playing either Bronzong or Aegislash. So it's just like, pick which one you want to deal with. My team doesn't need Trick Room, so I get to do Aegislash things.
Answer me this.
Okay.
How does King's Shield interact with Urshifu's ability?
So you still get punched through, and I believe you still get the -1 because it's a contact move. If it's
okay, so let me ask you this. Does Surging Strikes trigger multiple times?
Probably. I haven't tested against Surging Strike specifically. They usually don't click a move into Aegislash when they see it. They just like, oh, I'm out of here.
Like, goodbye.
I ain't gonna deal with this. I'm gonna come back with something else.
I don't know. I had that thought. I'm just like, because it punches you, but you punch back. So how does this work?
So the idea with King Shield is obviously it is a protect strictly from damage.
Yep.
And then it checks to see if it's contact afterwards. So if you bypass if you moves that still go through, like that don't deal damage, things like taunt and things like that will still go through King Shield because obviously it can't stop them. I'm not sure if there's any status move that makes contact.
I cannot think of any.
I can't think of one if there would be one. But the way King Shield is worded is if the move makes contact, the target goes -1 attack.
I'm gonna do a quick Google search. King's Shield versus Surging Strikes.
Like, after we get done recording, I could always test it on Showdown.
Yeah, but that's afterwards.
Yeah, it's afterwards. Now. Anything you expected to see more of that you haven't?
I think Urshifu is like the big one.
Like, yeah, we talked about Urshifu being the big one. It's just like, I think that's more of the area we're playing on the ladder. I'm at like upper 11, low 12s all the time with
I think I just hit 1200.
So
I haven't played since.
So it's just more like, I'm not seeing Urshifu because it's up in the upper echelon of Showdown, whereas I'm in like the 1200s. I'm kind of like middle of the bar.
Today I learned Wide Guard reduces the chance of using King Shield after it.
So everything Wide Guard, Quick Guard, they stack the counter for Protect, but they don't use that counter because you can spam them over and over and over. So is
that weird to you?
No, that makes total sense. Because it's still a Protect move, but Wide Guard and Quick Guard are for your allies as well, so they don't use the counter, but they increment the counter, so you can't Wide Guard Protect, Wide Guard Protect, Wide Guard Protect over and over and over.
If a damaging Z move targets a Pokemon protected by King's Shield, the Z move will bypass King's Shield, but only do 25% of the original damage. King's Shield remains in effect. Additionally, King's Shield is unable to defend against status moves or any of the following moves: Doom Desire, Feint, Future Sight, Hyperspace Fury, Hyperspace Hole, Phantom Force, Shadow Force.
Those are all moves that just normally get through Protect anyway.
But it doesn't tell me about the ability.
No.
What is Urshifu's ability? I think that's
Unseen Fist.
Versus Unseen Fist. Tested Unseen Fist against King Shield. Here we go.
There
now
you go.
We're talking.
There you go. We found it.
Urshifu's attack did not drop.
Okay. So then it just nullifies it completely, unlike the Z moves.
Interesting. Weird. Really weird, but interesting.
Yeah.
Now you know. The more you know.
The more you know. Now I just have the star.
Just cut away real quick to the star.
So, all this talk about what we've expected the format kind of segues into this nice little Rumble data segment we got.
For sure.
We had a Rumble, our first Series 10 Rumble, on Wednesday, and it was okay. It lasted a little longer than I thought it would, just because we kind of ran into some snacks, the early rounds, trying to get everybody signed in, and showed up and whatnot.
I was gonna play, and then I completely forgot about it, and I didn't get my team together, and then my buddy came over, and then I literally forgot about it.
Yeah, like you messaged me after it was all over.
I
was
messaged you at like 8:30. I'm like, hey, we were supposed to do things today. He's like, okay, what? I'm like, didn't we have a Rumble?
Yeah, I was running it the entire time. It was fine.
So I'm really glad that someone was able to run it, because I completely forgot to.
Yep. So, shout out to Gil winning their first event.
Hell yeah.
Period.
Congrats,
I think that's his first win for any kind of tournament. So, congrats to Gil. Won it with a sweet Shadow Rider team. I think I have the set. I don't have like.
Ask me how surprised I am that Horse Boy won with Horse.
Not very. Not very at all. His team is really sweet. Which he's been playing with this for a while. I believe he said Tiki built it for him, like with him.
I wouldn't be surprised by that. Chase is an extremely good player too.
Let me look at this real quick. I believe all the EVs are gone, which that's good.
Sure, that's fine.
Yes,
yep,
they are.
Cool.
Which Shadow Rider, Rillaboom, Volcarona, Regieleki, Jellicent, and Mindshao. Because his team has a real hard issue with, specifically Incineroar. That's why we have Jellicent with Water Spout, Trick Room, and stuff like that, and Mindshao to kind of just answer it and be a good answer to it. Because otherwise, Incineroar kind of just beats up on the rest of this.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. I like this a lot.
I
really like cool. Jellicent.
Yeah. There was talks that this could probably be anything, like something else, but they just Jellicent just put in work during the event that it was just like, it's warrant keeping it now.
See, on paper, it looks weird.
Oh, yeah.
Especially in a format dominated by Eleki and Rillaboom and Urshifu and, just Shadow Rider and...
all of these Pokemon that answer Jellicent?
There's a Wild Charge on Zacians, and I can keep going if you want me to. Please don't ask me to.
I'm trying to find the other Eternatus team. The one Eternatus team that I saw. Who played it? Was it you?
I don't know.
No, that's his AC team.
That's really close. Those are basically the same thing.
They're both from Gen 8, right?
Dog, Giant Space Dragon, basically the same thing.
This one? Nope.
Dog, Giant Space Dragon, same joke repeated 5 seconds later.
I know it's not Karibo. It has to be this one. Yeah,
Approved.
There it is. So this one is it's like a hybrid Eternatus where it's just like
honestly, dropping Protect for Flamethrower seems fine, and it's honestly something I have. This is actually like super close to my mind too. I think I don't have nearly the special attack investment, just because like I'm not worried about doing damage.
You're not worried about hitting them, yeah.
I eventually will win the game.
One of the things I'm noticing for these, like, I'm gonna get weird here about Agaslash sets. If you're running leftover sets, try to go special attack. That's just kind of my thinking.
Okay.
Because you want it to sit on the field longer, and if they just sit there and intimidate spam you, you're not doing
damage. Okay.
That's just kind of one of my pet peeves. It's like the leftover set, one that sits on the battlefield, wants to take up hits, soak up damage, heal back up.
Makes sense.
Be special. That's just kind of like the one like pet peeve I have of that. But looking over some of this usage data here, Rillaboom and Incineroar, top of the charts.
Ask how surprised I am.
8 and 7
out of 11.
Out of 11, not surprised.
Yeah, not at all surprised.
Do
we have data of how many of those were together?
I sure do.
Did Tim send that over?
Yep, let me find it.
6 it looks like.
Yes, 6.
Incineroar, Rillaboom, and then Rillaboom, Incineroar.
6 were paired together.
Neat.
Pinch, poke, yummy coke.
So does that mean there is one Incin without a Rillaboom, but 2 Rillabooms without an Incin?
Correct.
Cool.
That is what that means. Yes.
Sorry, I'm trying to look at this data over here.
I don't have it all opened.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm asking. I'm just kind of peeking.
So all 5 Urshifu Rapid Strikes that showed up had a Rillaboom.
I approve.
4 of them had an Incineroar.
Which also makes sense.
3 Rillaboom had a Regieleki.
Out of how many Eleki? 4? Okay.
4.
How many Eleki had Incin?
2 Eliki had an Ensign.
So we're missing 2. Okay.
Both Xerneas teams had Regieleki.
Please stop. I want to do one thing, and they're making it really hard.
I mean, that is true. They are making it hard for you. Going back through all this data here, 5 Urshifu Strike, like we talked about, 4 Regieleki. And then we get into our first restricted Pokemon, like, and it's 2 Zacian, 2 Xerneas, 2 Calyrex Shadow.
Yep, not really surprised by either of those.
Like, these being
beginning of the format, those seem like the front runners for potential best ones.
Kyogre's also on my list of just, like, doing dumb things.
I mean, it's a giant dumb whale that does one thing.
Exactly.
So, and that one thing is either Water Spout if it's early, or late game it clicks Origin Pulse.
See, I stopped doing that because I like having Hydro Pump to beat Wide Guard, specifically.
I mean, for sure. You could also run Ice Beam, Thunder.
I do that too.
Yep.
Like Ice Beam to cover against opposing Rillaboom, whatever, grass types, Landorus, whatever, and then Hydro Pump just to like water type attack that gets through Wide Guard.
We don't get any like weird ground moves, do we? We don't get like Earth Power for any particular reason. Can we get Hidden Power Ground? Is that an option?
No, that is not an option. We can't.
Carl,
have that.
I want to beat up Elekis.
We can't have that one, unfortunately.
I mean, I'm sure Water Spout just probably KOs.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
But I want to be able to spec it.
Let's see here. We get Earthquake and Bulldoze.
Physical Kyogre. Gotcha.
Yeah.
What
get
physical
Aqua Tail.
water moves do we get?
Aqua Tail,
Do we get
Liquidation.
Cool.
Waterfall. You get Rock Slide.
This is cool. Keep going.
Iron Head. Heavy Slam. Oh, gosh.
How much does that do? Approximately 1,000,000,000%?
Probably a ton. You get Brick Break? Okay.
You don't even have hands. You
Who
ain't
needs
got no
hands? I got these fins.
You ain't got no hands.
Slap them around. Oh yeah, Sheer Cold. I forgot about that.
I misread snore as snarl. I'm like, but
why?
You're not even a cat. You're a whale. Whales don't snarl.
So we do get ground coverage, yes, in the form of Earthquake and Bulldoze.
Cool.
Um,
Hashtag bring back Hidden Power.
No, please.
Now that we're not in a Dynamax format,
yeah, if we're not,
really
since we're not in a Dynamax format, that's probably okay. But then you get into the finicky realm of trying to get the exact numbers for.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Breeding for Hidden Power, I'm sure, is a pain, and I'm very glad I've never tried.
It probably is.
I will take your word for it. What's great about it now is that you can hyper train afterwards, and you still retain that hidden power. So, like, that is something that's actually possible in, like, Gen 7, where you can have your hidden power fire or whatever and not lose your attack stat or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I don't know exact hidden power math because I've never had to deal with it because that sounds atrocious. So instead I didn't.
It probably is just like terrible, just trying to like, what do I need to hit? Oh, I'm 1 point off? Oh. Well, back to the grind.
Honestly, if they introduce it, they should just have a like hidden power tutor. It's like, cool, your hidden power is now this.
Yeah,
that's literally the simplest way to do it. Because like adding it in would just lead to more people ginning mons.
Oh yeah, that's 100%. It just goes, it undoes all the stuff that you've been working towards all this time.
Yep.
Anywho, back to our list here. Outside of these restricteds, there's 2 Volcarona, 2 Tapu Fini, Stakataka, Ludicolo, and Landorus. Let me tell you how much I enjoy playing with Ludicolo. It is a blast seeing the dancing duck just sit there and just kind of dance on the screen.
I've watched my fair share of Emerald Kaizo this week, Carl. I know how good Ludicolo can be.
Going into a million ones here, which, as the early format, as kind of expected.
Oh, for sure.
We have Zoroark, Yveltal, regular Urshifu, Serena, Thundurus, Solgaleo, Shedinja, Sableye, Politoed, Pelipper, Duskmane Necrozma, Galarian Moltres, Mimikyu, Mienshao, Alolan Marowak, Malamar, Jellicent, Indeedee Female, Hitmontop, Gothitelle, Eternatus, Calyrex Ice, Arcanine, Araquanid, Amoonguss, and Aegislash.
I request one Malamar team, please.
Okay. I can find that real quick, probably.
Is it Swede?
No.
Okay.
Swede was Zorark.
That one I'm not surprised by.
That's around here somewhere.
That's not it. That's a Landorus.
Yeah. I know it's not that. I know it's not that one.
Is it that one?
Is it this one? There's a Sableye.
There's a Mimikyu.
This is Mimirex.
That's hard. That's hard Trick Room. What are you doing?
Oh, I know where it's at. Bah. Found it.
Contrary superpower. What does Topsy Turvy do?
If I remember correctly, it flips stat boosts.
Honestly, Contrary seems really good when Ensign is the most popular mon.
Oh yeah, right.
Like, thank you.
Inverse the target stat changes. Yep.
They're like, hey, you intimidated my ice horse. No, you didn't.
Oh hey, you geomancied?
That's cute. Please go away now.
How about you do no damage now and take a ton of damage in return?
The problem with that is you have to live an attack from +2 Xerneas. Because you can't do it the turn they charge.
Oh no,
No, yes you can.
Yeah,
Yes you can.
You
I'm
can
dumb.
do it. You can do it the turn they
For
charge.
some reason,
Because it all goes in one turn.
yeah, for some reason my process was, oh, you're going to be faster than them before they do it. So then you can't do it, and then when they, I don't know. Somehow the thought process is geomancy has negative priority. I'm just like, that's not right.
Nope, that's not correct. This team's pretty sweet. It's like a solid rain team with Floofy here.
Can we talk about how we have Politoed and Pelipper, but no Kyogre?
People didn't want to waste the restricted slot, probably.
I understand, but why Pelipper, man?
Wide guard.
That's actually really smart.
I know exactly what team it is too.
That's really.
I know exactly who it is.
Is it Karibo?
Uh-huh.
I approve. Karibo, I resent my. I take back my previous statements.
They were all. Karibo was also running Arcanine on their team.
Arcanine.
This is also one of the other Xerneas teams.
He doesn't have Roar on Arcanine. Who cares?
No burn up on Arcanine. What are you doing?
Now we're getting picky.
My one thing about Ludicolo is I like Icy Wind over Ice Beam.
I do like lowering speed.
I'm super fast, and I want to make sure that everything else I have on my team outspeeds.
What do we get to if we're modest here like we are?
If we are modest, Ludicolo, I think it's like 1. I should know this. Hold on. I think I have it here.
That makes one of us. Bro, there's a lot of Ludicolos there.
What? I don't have a problem.
Point. Leave me alone.
I don't have a problem. You have a problem.
134 gets us to 238 or 268.
268. Yeah.
That's really awkward.
Yeah, you need to get to 138 to outspeed Aleki, so you can't actually you don't beat Aleki.
But Icy Wind says you do.
But Icy Wind means you eventually do.
You're 180.
Yeah.
Ooh. I helped. Yay!
Yay! Yeah, that's my Ludicolo set. It's kind of all over the place.
Oh, wait, was that modest or was that?
Mine was timid. Modest was 122, which is slower than what I'm at now. I get to 248, which outspeeds a ton. 122 puts you at 244, which...
Mm-hmm. What does that specifically outspeed?
Good question. I'm not sure I know the answer to that one.
Cool. Thanks, Carl. So useful.
When it gets into the upper 200s, I'm not sure, because it's a lot of Scarf math.
Yeah.
And that one, I don't know that one off the top of my head.
You know, to the surprise of no one, you do all the math. I don't, so I don't know. I used to be able to do all that, and honestly, I could sit down and pull out the calculator and actually do it, but I just do. Yeah, sure, that number looks good. That's honestly what I did with my Eternatus set, and then I started doing math, and I outspeed exactly base 120s. I get to 190. I'm just like, yeah, that's a nice round even number.
Sure, works for me.
And then someone was talking about choice specs, Alakazam. I'm just like, that's actually really threatening. I should check. Like, I should outspeed those just to be safe. Gets to 189.
With the Ludicolo's speed investment being at 122, you do have Tailwind on Pelipper. Just like I have Tailwind on my Tornadus on my rain team. So it's like your 2 whatever ends up being 400 something.
And what is outspeeding you at that point?
Exactly.
Eliki and Tailwind.
Yeah, Eliki and Tailwind probably. I think that's like actually might be it.
What do we need to do the speed math where Eliki's fast in Trick Room? What is that number? Do you know? Is it like 19 something?
Goodness. It's
You've seen this video, right?
I've seen it. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. There's a way to get it and I don't remember what it is.
I think it's agility.
It's like agility and choice
I think
star.
it's actually like +6. I think it's like +6 with Tailwind inside of Trick Room makes it where you go fast.
Yeah, it's because you roll over.
You overflow the map.
Like, you overflow the numbers and you end up being the fastest thing in Trick Room.
No. Yeah. +6 Eliki gets you to 1108. So in Tailwind, you get to 2216, which definitely causes overflow.
Yeah, that definitely breaks it.
I think the break off is at like 19 something.
Probably.
So
That's
then
probably
you're
sounds
still
right.
like 100 something in that, and that's not great. You're so fast, you're still fast.
So fast that you're super fast. Serena is something I've been seeing more on ladder just overall, like especially on like the Kyogre teams and whatnot. And I'm surprised to only see one, and I know exactly who had it.
You know what's great about Serena? It is a excellent Rillaboom check.
Oh yeah. It's like, oh, you brought in Rillaboom to fake out, especially like on Kyogre teams. It's like, oh, you're going to hit my Kyogre? Nope.
Not only that, you get Grassy Glide.
Yeah.
Like, I don't set terrain, but thank you.
I appreciate this. Bop. You also just happen to have triple Axle to beat up opposing Rillaboom, which is really good.
I got hit by a triple Axle from Pheromosa this week. It hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got my Zygarde ate a triple Axle from Serena, went to complete, and got back up to half. And I ended up taking out the rest of the team, but I couldn't take out the Serena because I couldn't do enough damage to it because I'm sitting there spamming 1,000 waves. I'm at like +2, but it's still a resisted hit.
Yep.
And it's spread. And then Serena eventually lands another triple Axle because they just kept missing triple Axle. Just couldn't get there.
And that's why you play Wide Lens.
Yep.
I don't personally like it. I would much rather play AV. I might do that instead of Ho-Oh this week because I've played a lot of Serena.
Well, it's up to you. Like, you don't have to do all the Pokemon suggested all the time. It's just usually just like, hey,
I really like Serena.
Like, here's these other things that help out.
I might have to pull up the old calculator and start doing Serena math.
I can tell you that Volcarona cannot pick up AV Serena.
Good.
Unless they just overinvest in, like, Quiver Dance.
Try me.
like that's the way you do it, is you have to have Quiver Dance.
Yep.
Like,
yep.
This is just max HP, slap an AV on it, call it a day kind of situation. It's just like, I just survive it.
It's like, cool. Oh, you hurt me. That's a shame.
Ow. Anything else on this list that kind of just stands out?
I mean, obviously there's the Moltres on this list, which is not a mon I've seen literally at all in my 100+ games that I played or whatever.
They were talking about it in the Discord after the Rumble. They're kind of, the person that played it kind of treated it like a mini Yveltal.
Yeah, I mean that's literally what it is.
Like, they slapped AV on it and just went to town.
Because like historically, you never wanted to target Moltres because, well, you're going to trigger Policy and it's going to Dynamax and threaten you. And now it's just like, okay.
Bang.
Go away.
Like, I have electric coverage.
Nice Berserk trigger, go away.
Yeah, I'm just going to double into you. Or I'm just going to outspeed you and blow you up before you do get to do anything with your Berserk.
So the idea of slapping AV on it is actually really interesting. I like it.
I wonder if you survive Eliki hits with AV. Would be something to look into later on.
I'm sure you do.
Like, isn't there a special defense like based like something stupid high?
I don't know, man. I played a lot of Moltres too, and I don't know.
You should know this. if you played a lot of Moltres.
Yeah, back in the day.
Back in the day is like...
Look, back in my day.
Back in my day, my Moltres was on fire. Base 125 special defense.
I thought you were looking at the fire chick. I'm like, Carl, it's nowhere near that high, but nope, you're right.
Yep.
That's really good.
So slapping an AV on that is real good for you.
Yep. Who knew? Moltres is good. I like it. I really like it. It's just not a mon that has seen basically any kind of play in this format. And I understand why.
It was a really good Dynamax target.
Yep.
Now that Dynamax is gone, it kind of struggles a little bit.
But unlike the Gigantamax targets that needed it, I think Moltres can actually thrive.
Yeah.
I think it can actually like persevere and do something. What are we looking for?
I was just looking to see what these other teams were. I was like, I remember this one. This one's a Zacian team. I don't remember what Vern. Vern was the Yveltal team. Yeah.
Yeah. Shopple, Stack-Attacka.
I saw a cool calc. Urshifu Bandit can still pick up through Choppleberry.
I'm not surprised.
That's so bad.
What's even worse past that, you decided Searching Strikes instead.
Exactly. You just get picked. You die somehow.
Wicked Blow and or Surging Strike is just enough. That's a Specs Calyrex. That's gonna do a ton.
Interesting.
Really interesting.
Okay.
Because we have a Lolowak and Stack-Attacka, so having Trick Room on Calyrex doesn't actually seem like the worst thing. I don't like it that we're Specs, but...
Like, Specs Trick Room feels weird.
Mm-hmm.
But,
not as nearly as weird as Specs Protect.
That is true.
You make that mistake once, Carl, let me tell you.
You only do it once. What was Dan's? They used Mimirex.
Yep.
Which is super cool. This is something that I know Ro was a big fan of.
Mm-hmm. There's no Mamoswine, so like, is it even that good?
I mean, you don't need them anymore. You got best Ice Horse here. I feel like Trick Room, like as we were talking earlier, just like Trick Room's not going to do as well in this format.
At least right now, I think that's
like
the
especially
case.
if like Xerneas is popular because if everyone starts playing Whirlwind, Roar, and all these other moves, it's like you don't have to play Taunt.
Just go away.
Just I have something that moves just before Trick Room. Go away.
Yup.
Be gone. I got to Whirlwind a Xerneas today. It was nice. It felt real good.
Yeah. Let me tell you, as someone who's been doing it for a week now, it's good every time.
Well, it was great because
really
they
every time.
they read it the first time. It's just like I had Bulu. I led with Bulu Swampert,
Mm-hmm.
and they led Xerneas in their fake out. I'm just like, okay. And they're like, well, they're not going to sit here because they probably don't they probably respect Bulu enough to where they don't want to eat a Horn Leech or whatever. So they swap out, and I swap my Bulu out, swap in my Intimidate. We play for a couple more turns. I somehow managed to get Bulu back out in the field, and their Xerneas is out in the field again, and then they go for it.
Goodbye! My favorite one I've got to do. So I had a guy set up Geomancy twice in one game, and Skarmory just went,
bye-bye!
Both times. It's like, you can't Geomancy in front of me. What are you doing?
And I mentioned that in the deep dive. It's like, this is not like Dynamax formats. Your Pokemon is susceptible to getting swapped out. It's a good way to break substitutes too. You just get to send them away.
Yep,
it's also great with that.
I have seen my fair share of substitutizations. I'm just like,
bye.
Thank you for not carrying Wild Charge.
Appreciate it. So that one's fun. Roar bypasses
is dumb.
Roar bypasses it too, right?
It should.
It's Roar, Whirlwind, both bypass. Dragon Tail doesn't because it
obviously needs to connect.
It has to hit, which it won't hit. It wouldn't matter if it hit Zacian anyway. But
let's see here. Nope, that's not what I want. Stop it. I just want to look at the move.
Is there other moves that force swaps that are in the same vein as Whirlwind and Roar?
I don't believe so.
So those are the only two, which is fine.
Alright, Gen 6 forward. Roar now bypasses accuracy checks.
Yep.
unless the target is semi-invulnerable. Turn as such with dig or fly. Roar can now hit a target even if they use protect, detect, or spiky shield, but will fail if the target is protected by crafty shield.
That makes sense too, because that's what Craft Shield does.
If used by the trainer's Pokemon in an SOS battle, Roar will fail.
Neat. That's neat. I didn't know that.
Roar will become a water type move when used by a Pokemon with Liquid Voice. If the user is affected by Throat Chop, it will be unable to use this move for 2 turns. Again, not surprised. Powered up by Normalium Z, it turns into Z Roar. The user's defense stat raises and can be used regardless of whether the user is affected by Throat Chop or not.
Well, okay then. Also, here's your fun fact. Make sure you do Whirlwind instead of Roar, because Throat Chop can be teched onto a lot of these Incineroars to stop it.
If the user is holding Throat Spray, it will activate.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
It's a sound-based move.
I mean, it makes sense, but I need to go rework my Raikou.
We need to go do Throat Spray discharge things. Just
sitting next to Quagsire.
Yep.
That's actually great. I'm not surprised to know that, but I'm really glad that exists.
Exactly. Anything else you want to ramble about today? We kind of just been rambling. This kind of been the whole episode is just kind of just rambling, which is fine.
That's all I do every episode. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, normally we have like a good topic to talk about. This one's kind of just like, let's just talk about Series 10 because we've been playing with it for 2 weeks now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for the most part. Pretty laid back episode if you want me to be 100% honest.
We don't have Team of the Week yet because we haven't recorded the showdown yet.
Correct. That's because we're recording it tomorrow.
As of recording this.
Yeah. So go watch that yesterday.
Oh my goodness.
Look, man. Just because talking in the future is weird.
It is. We're time travelers now. We're going to talk about all that stuff.
Always have been, Carl.
Remember to sign up for Draft League.
Yep, you got a week.
You got a week. If I remember correctly, we were at like 30 something last time I checked. I remember posting in the mod chat about it being at like 33.
That was the last time. I know you checked. I haven't checked it at all because I don't think I have access to it.
You should.
I don't know. I haven't looked.
So I think it's on here.
Is it?
Yep.
I didn't know we had this.
Yeah, I made this a while ago.
Yeah, I haven't.
We have 38 currently.
Neat. That's not true. Dan signed up twice.
So we have 37.
Come on, Dan.
Let me go find it.
Papi.
It'd be easier for me to... Hey!
Yeah, that's what we're looking for.
Yeah, I can't actually do anything with that, though.
Yep. Can you just zoom out? That'll make this way easier. There you go. Found it.
This is the oldest one.
Delete.
We'll delete the old one. Fun
Ooh.
fact, please do not, please don't double submit. It makes it harder on me to, count.
I didn't know that, Adam signed it.
Yeah.
You know, that's the only time me and Adam have played.
Is just...
was week 1 of last draft league. I think that's the only time we've played each other. He brought, Kyogre and then I smashed it.
We got Tofu in this draft league, too.
Who? Never heard of him.
We got some decent... I see a lot of names that I haven't seen active in a while are in here, which is nice, like Lim and Jinja was another one. EB95.
Yep. Cyanide. Yeah, a bunch of our lurkers
who were here for draft leagues before, and then that's all they're interested in, which is fine. Like, cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got 37 so far. I'd like to hit 48 if we could. 48 means I get nice even groups.
Yeah. Nice, even 16-man groups.
So if you're interested in that, Discord links below.
Come
Follow
join
it.
You got to be a part of it.
Yeah, we got to be able to talk to you. You got to be part of the Discord. You don't have to do anything else.
As we have talked about.
You just have to be part of the Discord so we can contact you when weeks start and things like that.
Yep.
But yeah. Anything else you want to ramble about?
Dude, I've rambled a lot today, so I think people are tired of listening to me.
Any interesting Series 10 hot takes you want to do before we go? Hot take, go.
Oh, man, you're putting me on the spot. You're putting me on the spot.
Exactly.
You go first. I gotta think.
Oh, I had it and I lost it now. Hot take for Series 10. What was it? I gotta look at Pokemon list.
Dude, I got nothing.
I talked about it earlier about the whole Brutal Swing being best dark type move in game right now. Swampert's hidden OP. I'm not gonna lie, like even with Rillaboom in the format, like these water ground types are scary powerful.
I was actually gonna say the same thing about Quagsire.
Quagsire, Gastrodon, Swampert, all of them just do a ton.
Yep.
You tank Behemoth Blade from Zacian. You can slap Assault Vest on Swampert. My Swampert survives 2 Moonblasts from Xerneas.
+2? Okay.
Which, at that point, you're already put the Xerneas back to neutral speed with Icy Wind, and then you just...
Quagsire doesn't care.
Yeah, Quagsire doesn't care. It just picks it up anyway.
It comes in and looks at it and yawns.
Yeah. Which, I had a yawn set with Citrus Berry and whatnot, and you survived 1 Moonblast, but that was about all you could do. Like, you get a yawn off, and then it's whatever. But now I just whirlwind them away, so it's fine.
Yep, goodbye.
But yeah, these water ground types, they're hidden scary. Like, they're secretly super powerful.
I want Blacephalon to be good. I want to see Mind Blown, man. It's so good. That's Discord's job this week, is they're going to build me a Blacephalon team. I've put it out there, so now it's going to happen. That's how this works, right?
I forgot something we didn't talk about.
Hmm.
Unite comes out on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I'm probably going to stream it. I might actually fire up the stream for once.
I probably would too. It coincides with our next community day.
How convenient.
There we go. We're playing Unite on Wednesday.
Locking it in now. No one else gets a say.
Oh, this will be fun. We get to squad up with everybody
and learn how to play all together.
5v5s. This will be great.
Yep.
Super excited. Are we allowed to be on the same team? Or do you want...
Sure, why
okay,
not?
cool.
I don't care. I'm going to play with whoever I want.
Okay, works for me.
I am very excited now.
Yeah. This is going to be great because it just all lined up and it's great. I forgot about it until...
It's like Nintendo knows we had this lined up.
It's such a good help. Thanks, Nintendo and Tencent, and for not telling us anything for 3 weeks.
The amount of memes we have posted this last week has been great. Have you been following that?
Oh yeah, it's been great. It's just it's like, oh, Unite's coming out in July, super excited, and it slowly starts to devolve.
My favorite one was the Wikipedia page where it said release date is July 32nd.
That was a good one. My favorite was the one with the snapshot of the page which says coming out tomorrow. If not out tomorrow, check back, read again. Just infinite loop. It's great. Super excited.
Yep.
Who you gonna main?
Probably Absol to start. Absol or Talonflame.
I looked at them a little bit, and I'm thinking Snorlax or Crustle.
Yep.
I could like if I could play Slowbro, like if I get a hold of Slowbro and I like Slowbro, I'll probably play Slowbro a lot.
I'm excited to see how Zeraora plays.
Yeah, that one's gonna be fun.
Especially because we have literally nothing on it.
Yeah, that one's interesting for sure. Just like, hey, here's this freebie Pokemon if you play between now and now.
I'm gonna play.
Oh, everyone with the Switch is probably gonna play, and then they said it's available for mobile later on.
Yeah,
which leads me to believe that it's going to be a purchase. If you miss out of the first event
Yep.
part of it.
Just like, here's the hero pack, buy the hero pack. Or, if you buy a cosmetic, you also get Zero Aura access.
Yeah, something like that. They'll gate it.
I'm hoping they don't make it super awesome, amazing, busted, where you have to be able to put money into it to play.
Yeah. Pay to win is kind of bad in MOBAs.
It's pretty bad in general. You could have just left it at that.
Well, the way the MOBAs are designed, like as a free to play game with microtransactions
For
for
sure.
like cosmetics
For
that you
sure.
don't own, is just like if you gate a really powerful character behind money, it just ruins the whole experience of MOBAs.
Yep.
Okay, we're running out of time here.
Yeah, we went hour 20ish.
Yeah,
That's good enough for me.
let's get out of here.
All right, man. All right, everybody. As always, like, comment, subscribe if you're listening on YouTube. If not, make sure you go and check our YouTube channel out. It is fantastic. We have all kinds of stuff going up every day of the week. Let's see. I know we have the deep dives, which I'm doing this week. It's going to be really weird. I'm scared. They're not going to turn out great.
Nah, it'll be fine.
You're doing laddering, which it feels cool. It feels really cool to just take a week off.
Well, it's not really a week off.
For sure, yeah.
But a week off?
My recording schedule is going to be very different this week.
Fun fact, I record all the deep dives at the same time.
Yeah, that's probably what I'll end up doing.
Which you'll have to do it because the way my time off lines up, I get to do it all on Tuesday and edit and get it all done on Tuesday. Meaning you're gonna have to find time.
I'll probably put together the Eternatus one tomorrow and record it. Because that's usually what I do is my Friday I record 2 ladderings. I do record Saturdays and Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Just because my work schedule says no, you don't get to record on the weekends.
Yep. So you'll have to get Eternatus slapped together real quick.
Yeah, I'll probably put it together tomorrow, and if I don't record it tomorrow, I'll record it Tuesday night. Which I don't really like the idea of, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Let's see. What else we got?
Discord? Twitter.
At LR Lessons. Myself at Mr. Missouri 25. Carl is at Musical VGC. Carl and I are both on Twitch as well. I am at Mr. Missouri 25. Carl is at Musical. We have our community Discord, which is, of course, fantastic. You can always find us down in the show notes down there. I think we have it linked on our Twitter as well.
It's on the Twitter, it's on the website, it's on every YouTube video you could ever ask for. It's in the Anchor show notes. It's everywhere.
Yep.
Or
also,
you could just do like our vanity URL as long as it's working.
Which should still be going on. We'll figure that out.
I'm not sure if it does or not.
I know. I got a notification from Discord this morning saying, "Hey, you need more
Nitro or whatever
subs.
It is. Whatever.
And so I'm like, hey guys, do this, and like 6 people like, okay.
Yeah, it's just like a bunch of people have Nitro now, so you get 2 free boosts. So it's just like if 15 people have Nitro, they just boost the server back to where we were.
Yep. Also, you mentioned we have a website.
We do.
That is lrlessons.com.
Yep. Super sweet, simple. Find info on our invitational. Find info maybe on Draft League stuff once it gets going. We don't have any articles up yet because we just haven't really had time to write anything about it. So if you're interested in writing for us, come shoot us an email.
Holler at us.
littlerootLessons@gmail.com. Shoot us an email that way. I can't think of anything else.
Message us on Discord. Do whatever.
Yeah.
Find 100 ways to reach out to us. Do one.
You'll find us.
So, I think that's it. Anything else you want to hit on the way out?
Twitter, Discord, YouTube, Twitch, website. Yeah, that's it.
Cool. All right, everyone. Have a fantastic week. We'll be back next week with some more Littleroot lessons. Have a good one. Peace.